All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to thank you guys for tuning in on today. And I especially want to say a special thanks to those of you who listened to, and I mean listen to, the previous two shares, all right, on the residency requirement before you can own land in Ghana, before you can open a bank account. Just listen to it, all right? And then it also talks about the 5 categories of residency permits. Not everybody qualifies. And then it's not only the residency permit that you will need, but depending on the type that you get, there are other requirements such as opening a business if you fall under that category. But it's not just for those of us who just come to Ghana and then we're just here, we just want to live here. No. Ghana is moving to, as the title says, residency by investment. In fact, it's already residency by investment, and it's moving to citizenship by investment, and it has been doing that for a while. And it's not just this current government. Other people who have been running for office, I'm going to show you 3 videos. Please make sure you watch them, guys. Please, if you can't pay attention to this whole share, find somebody in your family who can and let them listen to it and let them break it down for you, okay? Because I'm trying to show you that this is the direction that this country is going. And so either you need to be aware and or prepare, okay? Be aware, meaning before you move here, before you decide to put your money here, you need to be aware of this, all right? And if you just still decide to come, then you need to prepare, okay? Because it's going to cost you money every year that you may have not counted on, and it's going to be a good bit of money, all right? And so I don't know about y'all, but I don't have any money trees outside, okay? And it's not a matter of, well, I'll let you listen to it, all right? But I want you guys to pay attention to see how this has been suggested by those who have been running for office in the past. I'm going to show you 2 men who ran for office. They did not win, but this is their objective. If they become president of the country, this is what they would like to have. Now, one of them is older. Both of them are rich, all right? So they got the money to put their message out there, and they've gotten a good bit of support, especially the second one that was running in 2024 from the young people, okay? And so you need to know what the mindset is of Ghanaians of all ages and how they are feeling about those of us who are coming to the continent, not just African Americans, not just Caribbeans, not just, anyone, UK, but people from all over the world. And so their concerns, I'm going to let you hear, and how this is going to impact our stay in Ghana. All right. If you choose to stay in Ghana, you need to be aware that Ghana is going towards residency by investment, which is already in place. If you see the current policy, that's what it is, and citizenship by investment. And then I'm going to let you hear the Minister of Interior, who is currently in office right now, and you need to hear that amount. I know that most of you did not listen to the end of that of the residency share, because if you did, you would have said something about it. All right, when you hear the total that he is suggesting, total investment that he's suggesting and requiring and seeking support of Ghanaians for, okay, he's seeking support of the citizens of Ghana to support them in this proposal. And it's not just Ghana, it's around the world. These things are already in place. So be prepared and be aware. So once again, I'm going to show you 3 videos. Hold on, please. I'll be back to talk about it, and then I'm going to show you something else. All right. So thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I also appreciate those who are responding to those videos. Those of you who knew that this policy was in place, not those who commented. If you were respectful, even if you had a different perspective on 1 or 2 points, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about those who have been selling land, those who have been hosting some of you, who have been doing tours, who work with different agencies. And now all of a sudden you're coming out now that truth is being put out there, more truth on topics. I can come on every day and talk about different things, but I just don't. I have a lot of things going on, and I don't want to seem like I'm always the bearer of bad news. I expect people to do their due diligence. And it's not intended to be bad news. It's intended to be news that makes you aware. But some of you are responding to truth, which is good. But you should have been given this information before, because you were aware of it. You knew that people did not have the right understanding on this. And frankly, some of these people have just taken advantage of you. All right. Because they knew that you did not know. And they figured, you'll handle it later because there's magic money falling from out of the sky. All right. Anyway, that's my take on it. I'm not backing nor backtracking. I'm not backing up on that nor backtracking at all. Okay. Some people knew that you didn't know, and they didn't feel that, it was necessary for them to tell you, because you may not choose them or choose their services or choose their products if you knew the full truth. And that's just the plain old truth. All right, so hold on. I'll be back in just a moment.
About the whites. Do you know what we are still doing? We are still slaves. You know why? It's not about gold. We have given everything to them till date. All the sectors are managed by whites. The oil sector, the whites have taken it. The mining sector, Chinese and Canadians have taken it. Bauxite, Chinese have taken it. Tell me one sector that belongs to Ghanaian till date. Even the banking sector, Nigerians have taken it. We are in the 21st century slaves. We are in the 21st century, but we are slaves in our own country. Look for the best houses in this country and go there and see those who are living there. Foreigners. Where do we live? The big companies in this country managed by foreigners.
Would you pass a law where you will regulate foreigners, taking over?
I will pass the law. If you remember in my 2020 campaign, I said that when I'm president, no foreigner can buy property in Ghana.
And you still stand by it?
I still stand by.
How will you do that?
Because I'm going to issue 3 passports.
Okay.
One passport that Ghanaians will have. It's a full Ghanaian, father Ghanaian, mother Ghanaian. And those people are the first class Ghanaians. And those group of people are the only people who can buy property in this country. If you're not a full Ghanaian, you cannot buy property.
Okay.
Because first of all, we're losing everything to the foreigners. The whole country is being taken. Go out and look at the big mansions and big companies and big properties. It's not for Ghanaians. We are joking. In the next 10, 15 years, no Ghanaian will have huge property unless you are damn rich. Every day, go around and see. All the properties springing up are for foreigners.
On that note, let me ask
why do we think because we are poor, we must sell? I get sad and sometimes I get mad.
Is this because we are selling our properties in foreign currencies?
It's because we are giving it for peanuts. We don't have to sell the property. We lease the properties.
If we are giving it for peanuts, then why can't our Ghanaians afford it?
Because the peanuts we are giving out, the Ghanaians do not even have it. We've made the system so hard. We are not protecting what belongs to us.
This is about to end. We are going to import our talents and skills from across Africa. Everywhere. In fact, Niger, I know you're watching me, Nigeria. We are coming for you. I know, just you, Nigeria, if I decide that 1 million of you should invest in my country passport, you will bring the money in 5 days to Ghana. You would give us 50 billion more. And I promise you, we will trade with you in gold, in oil, and we will make ourselves become successful because we are going to raise this capital amongst ourselves. So remember, when I come to power, I will be the first one to invite these Africans to truly become a part of Ghana as African and raise this 50 billion. But guess what? There's a phase 2.
In 2024 alone, 8,000 Indians sought residence in Ghana. 7,000 Chinese sought residency in Ghana. And the Nigerians and the others. But this is the 2 largest group. And they do that with peanuts. I think it's about 6,000 or something for them to get resident permit or something. It's about, Solomon's, about 6,000. That is peanut. 6,000 is how much? Less than $500. I think that the time has come to commercialize it. And I want your support for that. You want to come and reside in Ghana, show us that you are coming to invest at least $250,000 into our economy. We'll charge you, maybe pay for 5 years before maybe we even give you a permanent resident. Pay us maybe $20,000 every year, pay us $5,000 so that we can use it to monitor. Because even the resources for NIB to be able to do the background check, to be monitoring what the person is really here to do, is not there. And yet we are just busy. You come to my office, everything is manual, so I have to sign them. And they fake documents and put them together, and you have some of our own citizens aiding them and taking all sorts of money from there, and they just come and pay 6,000, and then we grant them residence in our country. And in a few years, they marry some few Ghanaians, they come back and say they want naturalization, and then we sign again. No, we want to streamline this thing and commercialize it. And make sure you want to come and stay, yes, you are welcome, but show us that you are coming to invest in our country. You are coming to build business where our people will be able to get a job. Then, in exchange, we'll also give you the residence. But the way it is now, I sincerely think that we need to review. And here, we will also be looking that you help us, what do you call it, you support us. Last but not the least.
Those of you who stay tuned in and listen to all 3 videos from all 3 men, thank you. Okay, and you should be able to see from that. First of all, let me just say who the first person was. Okay, the first person was, all 3 of these men are very important in Ghana politics. One of them, the last one, is currently the Minister of Interior. All right, so his words matter, okay? Definitely matter. And the other 2 also matter because they have great influence over many Ghanaians here, politically and economically, because both of them are very, very wealthy. And we know around the world, money talks, all right? And it gets attention, all right? And so a lot of young people have definitely paid attention to the second person. And I'm going to speak on him shortly. But this person right here, for those of you who may remember, if you are familiar with Ghana politics, when Ghana agreed in 2016 to go along with the U.S. Military, let me just choose my words rightly. When they gave the U.S. military a lot of control over their communications, over their airways, over coming in, going out, all right, and their military, so on and so forth, as far as training and so many other things, the NDC party protested, and along with other parties. Okay, this man was at that time a candidate for the People's National Convention, right? But he since then founded another party, the APC. What he did in protest, he put his money where his mouth was. He came in on a horse during this protest that they had, but he went all the way to Parliament and took a $20 million US dollar check, all right, to Parliament. This is what is being reported, that earlier the APC founder offered to pay $20 million being invested in the United States into the Ghana Armed Forces this year as part of an agreement that will allow their troops to be stationed in Ghana. So it was said that the U.S. was supposed to pay $20 million into Ghana. That was disputed later as far as the money, but as far as them being in Ghana, they are here. I've been telling y'all that, okay? All right, so anyway, but his protest was so serious that he came and presented Parliament with a $20 million check to not allow that deal to go through. He put his money where his mouth is. And of course they refused it and went along with the U.S. Agreement. His point was that we can take care of our own. We should be responsible for our own governance and our own military and the decisions that we make as a sovereign nation. And his protest was so strong that he was willing to pay for whatever they're going to get from the U.S. He was giving that to the government, the people of Ghana, all right, in protest. So he's not just some man that says, I don't want foreigners here, okay? Now, I do disagree that he says that all of the places are owned by foreigners. That's not true. There are a number of prominent places that are owned by foreigners because they come in and they, bring their money together, co-op, and then they take investors from all the people that are coming to Ghana to build a lot of these apartments and so on and so forth that you see in the airport area. But I just wanted you to know that these people who are doing this and saying these things about and taking away the right for foreigners to own land, they're not just some person passing by. This person has enough money to get his message out, and he is politically involved, and he's even started his own political party. Okay, now that was 2 years ago. Let's move on to 1 year ago, or last year, with a guy named Cheddar, okay, or called most popularly known as Cheddar. but his name is Nana Kwame Bediako. All right. And so he was really popular among young people. All right. Young people, middle-aged people. He was really popular. Another rich guy. All right. And has a lot to say. And he has been coming up with a lot of great ideas. And one of his ideas is to enter into citizenship by investment. All right. Citizenship by investment, once again, is when a country determines an amount that you will invest in their country in order to gain citizenship and or residency. They have residency by investment and they have citizenship by investment. And that's what his goal was. His goal is that he can get if we can get 1 million people of African descent, he's very specific, to invest $50,000 in Ghana, that they would raise the $50 billion that they need, and they would need to go to anyone else for any support that they can raise it among Africans supporting Africans. All right. And so that is his goal. And he says of Nigeria alone, he knows that he can get this money from 1 million Nigerians just, over what did he say? I forget how many days, 8 days, 5 days, something of the sort that he said in that video, right? And so guys, I want you to see this is where it's going. This is where new candidates, people who are interested in getting into politics and running for president, they are already running for president. This is their mindset. And the current Minister of Interior, by stating that they should ask $250,000. Did you hear that? This is not a man on the street. This is the current Minister of Interior. All right. And he is seeking the support of Ghanaians. Then he introduced some other numbers, 20,000. It was, just some numbers being thrown out there, right? But he said 250,000, and that's not unreasonable. If you see it's unreasonable, but it's not unreasonable for them to say it. Let me change that. It's not foreign for them to say it, okay? Foreign as in a foreign concept, because many countries are doing this, all right? And basically, they're selling to the highest bidder. And unfortunately, most of those bidders are not of African descent. All right. And the thing about it, this article in particular shows, how some of them are taking as much as 400,000. And that's not just the highest. There are some places doing $1 million. And so these guys are feeding off of each other around the world. If we're not keeping abreast of what's going on, believe you me, they are. And they're hearing how other nations are out there collecting $1 million, $500,000, especially in the Caribbean, where they have good roads. They have beautiful beaches. They have a global network of travel agents that are promoting them, because they have the resorts, they have the people in place, they know what to do with foreigners, okay? And so they are charging this kind of money because they know that they have, what people are looking for, wealthy people are looking for. Also, they have places where people can bring their money offshore and not have to answer to the country that they're coming from, okay? That's another thing that they have in place that Africa doesn't have in place. And once again, I said they have the infrastructure in place. They're not having lights out and all this other stuff. They're not having bad roads. Where the foreigners are, they will never see those bad roads. They will never experience lights out. They will always have water. Unlike Ghana, all right, and Nigeria and other places, okay? So I'm just kind of trying to let you guys know what's going on. This has not been officially announced, but it's been announced. When you have the Minister of Interior, do you know how serious that position is? Immigration is under him. Immigration is under the Minister of Interior. So the Minister of Interior, Minister of Foreign Affairs work together. They dictate policy along with assistance from immigration. And if they say that they want to monetize it, like they said, they want to monetize residency, then believe you me, guys, they're going to do it. My only thing is, and it's already monetized, my only thing is that they need to really see and know that most of those citizenship by investment and residency by investment programs do not work well. This article alone says over 100 countries in the world have some form of investment migration legislation in place. Of these, about 30 residence and or citizenship by investment programs are running successfully. Only about 30 of them are running successfully. All right? That's 30% are running successfully. And what is success? That they're generating some money. Success means that you're not going to, change the landscape of that country. You're not going to change things where people in the country can't even go to their own beaches, like some places in the Caribbean. Citizens can't even go to the beaches. A lot of people who are of Jamaican descent and other Caribbean descent, they're moving to Africa because things are too terrible where they come from. Even if they spent most of their time in America or Europe, they can't go back to their Caribbean places because it's not set up that way. Land is too expensive. It's not working. Okay. And so Africa is the best choice and the better choice for them. So I want to put this out there. Hopefully you guys will, take it and meditate on what's good for you. What's good for you. When you are fully informed, you can make a fully informed decision. And so, y'all willing, you will take this information, check it out, and make the best decision for you. Thanks for tuning in, and shalom.